From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Cascade Paint and Supply is Reading's oldest family-owned paint store, established in 1953. We are the largest Dunn Edwards dealer in the nation, and most of our products are made in the U.S. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to answer your questions and help you today.
Hello everyone, I'm Mike Kruger from Weather NorCal. This is your evening update. I do want to remind you that, of course, as the park fire continues to burn, we've got other fires around the area. One programming note that I think many of you should know is that a majority of my extensive fire coverage is going to be in the morning update at 6 a.m. and then, of course, on Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m., which is live. Now, depending on how things go with the fires, sometimes I will do an update on the fires here in the evening. With that said, I will say that you may want to look out, say about 7 o'clock this evening. Depending on how things go with the fire, I may do a quick live update on the fires, and in particular try to cover what's going on with the latest coming in with the park fire near Chico. If I don't do a live at 7 o'clock this evening, then do know that I will do extensive coverage live on Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m. Now you can watch that live on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. Just download the free app on your Roku and Fire Stick from Weather NorCal. You can also watch on weathernorcal.com. There is a live stream right there on the home page. You can watch on YouTube. All you have to do is search for the Weather NorCal YouTube page, and you can watch the live stream there as well. And of course, you can watch from, at always, the free Weather NorCal app. Just download that app for free today and click on the live section, and you'll be able to watch the live channel there as well. It's a 24-hour streaming channel, and then when I do live updates to give you more information, I can cut into that and give you live updates. Again, I may do a 7 o'clock this evening, that's Thursday evening, on the fires, a live update on the fires, just the fires, not a whole lot on the forecast. Then I will, if I don't do a live update at 7 o'clock this evening, you can rest assured that I will be here tomorrow morning on Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m. However, that also being said, do note that Brian Wilson will be filling in for me through the day tomorrow. He'll be doing the morning update, the noon update, and the evening update. But again, keep in mind, I will be doing the live Coffee with Kruger on Friday morning. And of course, Brian will be there for you throughout the weekend as well. Again, that was your quick programming note. By the way, if at any time you want to know the latest on the fires, you can do so by going to weathernorcal.com, click on the fire danger section, and that'll give you everything that you need when it comes to the fires. Let's take a look at our weather headlines, and temperatures finally started to drop today. You noticed it this afternoon. We're going to notice it even more so over the weekend. We'll be below normal at least through early next week, but then we do have another gradual warming trend in store for us as we take you through next week. Here's your neighborhood forecast at a glance. Look at this. We're barely getting into the triple digits in the valley tomorrow, and in the 90s for most of us in the higher elevations. All right, so the winds have been something that has been a driving force for the park fire in particular, and which is why last night it exploded so quickly. The winds picked up. It's been very dry out there. So we've got the combination of gusty winds throughout the afternoon and evening hours, both tomorrow. That may linger on into your Saturday as well. Now, the humidity levels are also going to be rather low. We can see here as we go into Friday, we're down into the single digits, lower teens. The good news is it does look like, though, that we are going to see those humidity levels maybe increase a little bit as we take you into Saturday. But still, even though we're going from, say, 10% to 20%, that doesn't mean 20% is high humidity. It's still very low and doesn't help much in the firefighting efforts. But at least we are seeing an upward trend in those humidity levels, and that should help a little bit. There you can see your fire weather risk. It is in the high range, especially for the valley and the surrounding foothills, both tomorrow and Saturday, and that may even linger on into your Sunday as well. Let's take a look at another resource. This is the fire potential coming in here. You can see the areas of orange for your Friday are areas where we expect some of the strongest winds. Unfortunately, that is in the vicinity of where the park fire is. That could create more problems throughout the day tomorrow as well. Now, when we're talking about the potential for thunderstorms, it's pretty much gone. Here we can see tomorrow morning some fog along the coast. It may have a hard time burning off tomorrow afternoon. Some clouds developing tomorrow afternoon in the mountains where we've seen the thunderstorms, but I don't anticipate any thunderstorm activity here for your Friday for Modoc County or Lassen County. Now, there are some thunderstorms that may develop just to the east of Northern California. We can't entirely rule out a stray shower or maybe even a thunderstorm for parts of Modoc County and Lassen County. But I think most of the activity will be east of California into Nevada and into southeastern Oregon as well. And by the way, still seeing some of that fog persisting along the coast for Saturday afternoon. So the temperatures are something we've been monitoring. It's been very hot this week, but we do expect that cool down over the weekend, even into early next week, as that high pressure shifts to our north and east. That low pressure to our north is one of the driving forces for helping our temperatures to drop, Saturday being the peak of the cooling trend. We keep it cooler, if you will, through Monday before the ridge of high pressure that will be over New Mexico will slowly work its way northward through next week. So even though we're going to be below normal through the beginning of next week, as we get into the middle and latter part of next week, a gradual increase in those temperatures, getting back closer to possibly 110 degrees for the valley by the time, not this weekend, but of course going into that next weekend. Now next week, for the most part, on average, won't be nearly as hot as we saw this week, but by the end of next week, into that next weekend, it could get just as hot. Here's your 10-day trend, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Temperatures dropping down to the low to mid-90s over the weekend for Redding, gradually upticking through next week. By Wednesday, back to 100 degrees. By Saturday, Sunday of that next weekend, getting close to 110 degrees. So again, that gradual uptick in those temperatures. Let's take a look at your wave heights, and you can see they're really going to remain fairly status quo through your Friday, and in fact, by the time we get into Saturday, those wave heights should begin to drop. Now, there is a small current advisory this afternoon, through this evening into tomorrow morning. That should most likely be allowed to expire as we do go into your Friday afternoon with those northwest winds. There you can see tonight, again, we're starting to see with the daytime highs dropping, your overnight and morning lows are also dropping. Think about the last few nights. We've been well into the 70s, but now we're in the mid to upper 60s for the valley. So certainly a cooler start to the day tomorrow morning. And when we look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast for your Friday, doesn't that look nice? Temperatures finally below 100 degrees in most cases. Now, for the North Coast, temperatures, not much change there, right? We're still keeping it in the mid 60s, but the inland areas below 100 degrees as well. In fact, in the 80s by the time we get into Saturday, even into early next week. There you can see your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. These temperatures are going to be dropping as well. We take you into your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, upper 80s to low 90s for those daytime highs. And as we take a look at your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, I've got those temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s for your Friday, dipping the temperatures over the weekend, slowly increasing through next week. Your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Temperatures, look at that, in Chico, you could drop down to 89 degrees for your Saturday. But then temperatures will slowly tick their way back up through next week. Your Valley neighborhood forecast to the north, also brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Those temperatures slowly increasing through next week. And looking at that 7-day outlook, temperatures low to mid-90s for Redding on Saturday, Sunday, back up to 100 degrees and higher by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That's your evening forecast. You have yourselves a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow morning live on Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m.
We're the locals down the street. The neighbor you come to for advice. A nest egg for the golden years. A loan or a new account for that growing business. What started in Chico 50 years ago has taken us all around California, providing big bank lending power and high-tech service while keeping our relationships personal. We're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street might be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.